Bears keep crossing my driveway.
What's going on, everyone out there? If you are here, you are in the right place. Welcome to Two Funkles and a Niece. I am Kia. We got Funkle Raymond over there trying to sit back and hide. Come on up out here, superstar, rock star, you. And then we got the one and only Big Rob, just lay back, chilling.
Again, back again, Kia, back again.
What's up? How y'all doing?
How
All
you
right,
doing?
we've been gone for a while.
Yeah, we back in these podcast streets, just giving y'all exactly what y'all need because y'all here and y'all need this funkle stuff in y'all life, right?
Yeah. Can I give a shout out? Can I give a shout out quick?
Go on and shout somebody out.
I'm gonna shout out the waiver wire queen.
Ooh,
I want to give her a shout out because her things that been coming up. You got to check out her YouTube. You know, she's doing her thing. Waiver wire queen.
Let me get in my waiver wire queen mode.
There you go.
Thank
There you go.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Number one in sports fantasy. Waiver
That's
wire
right.
queen, y'all. And then do your thing.
That's right. Check out waiver wire queen on waiver wire queen. Go on and just search and you'll see all this great stuff popping up.
There
But
you go.
today we are here for the Funkles. We are here because y'all been missing the Funkles, and especially Funkle Raymond sitting back here. He's just waiting to just.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
He waiting. Well, today we are going to debate for a $15 federal minimum wage. We're gonna hear what the Funkles got to say, and then we want to know what you guys feel about this because I think we all deserve to at least start from the 15 men, and then depending on your state, increase it. So, what do you think? Let's start with Funkle Raymond. What do you think about a $15 federal minimum wage?
I think it's necessary. I think that it's important for people to have, the people who are on the lowest scale as far as salary, and I think it would be good for them to have. And then I can go back to work because I go once they the minimum wage $15, I'm going back. It's like I don't have to get a hard job.
So it's currently at $725. What do you think about $725 as a federal min?
Yeah, $725. It was $335 hour when I started working, and it's $725 now, and that's not much of an increase, and that's shameful that someone will have to work for $725 an hour.
Yeah, back in your day, that $325, that was a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. How you still got it? How you got $725 and we in 2021?
Exactly.
And you actually fighting them for $15? Man. What'd you say, maybe $325 when we was doing what? Summer youth?
No, we was $335.
$335.
Oh, we had a whole dime more. $335.
Yeah, $335 and summer youth, but we were 14 and 15 years old.
What was that in the 60s or the 70s?
It was $335 when I started at Red Apple also. So it wasn't just summer youth corps. It was actually that was the pay, the pay scale.
And that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
You said from the 80s, it only jumped to $7.25.
Yeah.
And we 2021.
Yeah.
And $15 an hour is too much. I mean, they say they don't want to do it because certain states. But if you go in those certain states, I guarantee if you go to Walmart, a piece of wood's going to cost the same amount, maybe a couple of pennies less. If you go in a big city, the wood's it's not going to be cheaper. The food is not going to be cheaper. So why are you cheaping out on paying them? I mean, that's even up here in Pennsylvania. They in that wacky minimum wage stage.
Yeah, you got to think of the cost of living. One is different in each state. So I think we should have a federal minimum like we do, and it should not be $725. And then the states need to adjust according to the cost of living. So if we start at 15, and then these states need to adjust based on the cost of living, you should not be living in a state like say New York, where the cost of living is extremely high, or California, and say your the minimum hourly rate is the same, and say a place like maybe Wisconsin or something. It
Yeah,
it's
but
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You're
I,
not giving
I
people a fair chance. You're not giving people a fair chance to survive and take care of their families.
no, I get that, but when they say that the difference cost of living, what's really different? Maybe your rent's a little cheaper. Okay,
That's important.
but your food is not. Your clothing is not. You're still paying those same prices when you go into those stores. Okay, yeah, I get it. Your rents might be cheaper, but everything else is not. So 725 is not going to make up the difference. That's 725 here in that job, and 725 in this job, and 725. Hey, how many jobs you got to do to make it even?
I think the biggest issue is having people who don't know anything about what everyday people deal with and go through make these decisions. You have rich people making decisions for poor and middle class. You're a millionaire and you are fighting against me making a minimum wage of you making $15 an hour. You're a millionaire and you're going to even open your mouth to speak on anything that's going on in my life. You don't understand. You don't get it. So how could you even speak on it? This makes no sense.
Okay, my opinion is it doesn't matter where you, and it's just my opinion. I'm not challenging anybody's opinion. It doesn't matter where you live, the cost of living, or any of that, because it's simple that whether you live in Kentucky, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Alabama, if you raise people's salary to a livable wage, say $15 an hour, people are going to spend more. That's going to affect the economy in a positive way. Therefore, your business will make more.
Absolutely.
So you'll be able to pay more. So that brings everything up. So $15 an hour, just because you in a state where maybe you pay less rent or something like that, that's nothing. People will spend more if they make more.
Absolutely.
So the state will always be in a place where they go, we don't have to raise the minimum wage because the cost of living is cheap. The reason the cost of living is cheap is because people don't make enough to pay for more.
Exactly.
So it'll stay that way.
Exactly.
So raising the minimum wage is very important, and it will help other states, but they refuse to try it.
And there it is. Absolutely.
Well, we first need the federal government to raise the 725 to 15. That has to happen first. And then states can start at 15, and then other states, there are states out there that will increase it, because when you do the research, there are states who are starting out at 11, and there are states that just have different rates. So the federal government raised it to 15. This is where it's at. You have to start at 15. And then some states are probably gonna increase it to more.
Well, we shouldn't even be. This shouldn't even be an actual debate on this one. We should have been here already. This is 2021. Why are people still making $7.25 an hour? What is that? Do they really expect people to live off of that? No. When you got the mother, the father is gone and she's got the two kids. What is she? How is she supposed to take care of the kids, pay for help, for care for them, on $7.25 an hour? She can't do that either. And you got guys, the same thing. They can be the breadwinner, and seven and a quarter. Then you get upset when they do, off the book stuff. You don't want them doing that, because now you're not paying taxes on that money. So now, the government feels they're losing money on that end of it. That's why I see they passed that bill now for the unions now. Union strong. Because
Where at?
huh? The House
Where
passed.
at?
Huh?
Where at?
The House just passed that thing about unions. I seen it on the phone. Listen, union strong. That's why Amazon. That's why they starting unions in there. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to make guys like them, the Bezos and all them, let them know that, hey, listen, you either gonna take care of us or we're gonna shut you down.
So do you think they should have removed the $15 minimum wage from this current stimulus package?
You know what? I think that's a package they need to do on its own. Yes, I don't think they should have included that in that one. I think that's something that they just need to do on its own.
I feel if they were able to get it with the $15 minimum wage, they should have went for it. Yeah, but being that they were unable to get it, then you can't let that hold people up from
exactly.
Getting whatever they can get,
Because
I don't think they should give up on it.
No. I mean, listen, they're not going to get one Republican that's going to go with that $15 or an hour. You're not going to get one, so it's not going to get through unless they have a bigger majority, and they just don't have it. So will $15 an hour ever get passed? No, it'll never get passed because it's just not enough for them to get any. And no Republican want any. They're just going to fight that to the end.
So it's pretty much going to be up to the states.
Well, if Donald would have said $15 an hour, yeah, they would be on board. He's not. They don't have it. They won't get on board on it. It'll never make $15 an hour. It's just ridiculous. But now with unions, now it makes it different now. So because now with union strong, they're going to be like this. You're going to give our people raises or we'll shut you down. We will get out here. You won't be, no packages will be getting sent out. We'll shut you down. And that's when the contract starts. That's when the contract talks start. And that's when you start seeing numbers go up. And then you won't need the state because a union will doing it for you. I have a good union that I'm with, Local 74. And trust me, when they step in there and say, okay, listen, we just got our retro money. My union don't mess around. They get in there and do their thing. So I'm all union first.
Okay, so since you feel so, your position is you don't think that $15 an hour minimum wage will ever be passed. So no. What do you think should happen? What do you think?
Just like what they're doing now, what they're doing with Amazon, unionized. Get unionized, because when you got unions, that means when you go in there for them contracts now, the companies can't do anything but listen to what you're talking about. Because now when you say, well, okay, you don't want to give us, we will strike. Guess what happens when they go on strike? Things get shut down.
Raymond?
What? How I feel? I was on a union job anyway. So New York, working for the city here, you automatically go into a union when you hired on the job. So
my question for you is, if they do not raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, what should happen?
If they don't raise it, I don't know. I can't say what should happen, because all I'd say is it should happen. So I never thought of what should happen if they don't do it. I'm just looking on the side as it should happen, and that's the bottom line, because $7.25 is ridiculous, it's shameful, and they shouldn't look for anybody to try to raise a family, or if it's just a one person who an adult shouldn't need to live off of $7.25 an hour. That is, I could say effing shameful, but it's shameful. Yeah.
Caught yourself on that one, huh?
Yeah. that's just my thing. It shouldn't be a thing of they shouldn't do it. I just say they should do it, and that's that.
Do you feel the states can just should take matters into their own hand? Like some states are above the minimum. Do you think they should just, take matters into your own hands and raise it for your state? If we're going off of your statement that it won't ever, federal minimum wage will never be 15. So do you think at that point states should just be active and take the initiative and raise their state minimum wage from the 725 to 15 or something at least higher than 725?
Well, you're not going to get states to do that. You'll get some states to do that, yeah.
We do have
You're
some
not going to get states to do that. You got too many southern states that's not going to do that, and not just southern states. You got Midwest, and
you got it right there. You hit it right there.
Yep. So you're going to have states that's not going to be willing to do that. Yep. So what do you say about that? So I would say no. The federal government should raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and that's it. My only compromise, as far as the $15 hour minimum wage would be, is $14.75.
How about $14.75?
All right, that would be my only compromise. $14.75, and that's it. Because it's shameful not to give people a living wage. Period.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that one. Big Rob?
Well, hey, listen, I agree with what he said. I mean, think about it. When you go in some of these homes and you look in their refrigerators and it ain't no food in there, the kids are going to school. That's where they're getting their food from. Why? Because there ain't no money coming in the house to help take care of things. So, how does it look when a parent is working 2 jobs and there's nobody home to watch the kids? So what happens? A lot of families, what they do, they leave their kids in the house by themselves. Things like that. Why? Because you don't want to pay them a decent wage. Why should you have to have 2 jobs? You don't. 1 job should be more than sufficient to take care of family. If there's 2 parents at home, both parents working, everything should be just as sweet and honest. If there's 1 person at home and she's got a decent paying job, everything is good. But you don't even want to give them that. 7.25. You got supermarkets that's paying that. Now, a supermarket paying $7.25 an hour, but look at the average amount of money a supermarket makes, and that's all you pay your workers? 7.25. When do people stop using supermarkets? Never.
Sure.
Never.
I don't think it'll change as long as we have rich people, greedy rich people, millionaires in the Senate making decisions.
Billionaires. Billionaires.
Poor and middle class people. I don't see it changing. Look how long it took to increase from, what did you say, 335 to 725? And then the 725, it wasn't just here, 725. It was over a period of time. It's over a period of time. It's like, come on now, you giving me 10 cents every year? Oh, come on now, like, what the hell is going on in this country?
Oh, look like this. When we started Summer Youth, it was $3.35. That was in the 80s. Okay. And I mean, so now we're in 2021, and you mean it only increased from $3.35 to $7.25 in that much time? Man, where are we going?
Yeah, I want to say when my first year in college, I was working in the kitchen, and I want to say it was at $5.25 or something like that at that point. So you figure, I went to college in 2000, and it was at around $5.25, maybe somewhere in that area. So think about from y'all time period up until when I went to college, that is a long time.
That's a long time.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I just think they want us to the people to have to depend on them. So, oh, we're gonna only pay you $7.25. So now, if you have a family, now you got to rely on the government for assistance, and then they real stingy sometimes with that. So it's like they want people to have to rely on the government, in my
Well,
opinion. And
you
that
know what they're gonna do? I was telling you the other day in Michigan how all somebody got to do is write a name on a birth certificate, and you can be the father even though you're not. And then if you don't pay the child support, they lock you up. That's what they want to start doing. Just keep locking them up. Keep locking them up. You know that law they're trying to change that law, but they haven't yet. If some woman says, "Okay, Raymond Clement's the father," she don't have to know you. She just put your name on there. The legal law in Michigan said you're the father. Even if you try to prove that you're not, they don't even listen to some of them fathers. I mean, you see a lot of it on YouTube. And you had one white guy who said, I never even slept with the woman. I know her, but she put my name on the birth certificate, and the courts didn't want to hear nothing. He had to pay child support. And guys are getting locked up behind crazy nonsense like that. That's how crazy the America is.
Well, let me tell you my a way of thinking I have. Okay, I want to be careful not to put all white people in one basket, because there are some that don't feel the same way. But white people have this slave mentality also. So for them to, they figure if people who make less, you look upon them as the slave. So you don't want to pay them. You don't want to pay your slaves anything. So to have to give them more is what you don't want to do. And that's why you're fighting with a lot of white people just to raise the minimum wage, because that slave way of thinking where I don't want to give you nothing.
Yeah.
You have to rely on me.
Because like I heard it before, when did they start calling people of color lazy? When they had to start giving you a salary. Then you became lazy. When you was a slave out there, when your ancestors were slaves out there digging roads and building stuff, they wasn't lazy. They were working, they were sweating, they was doing, and we didn't have to pay them. Yeah. But once it's added a salary on to what you were doing, now you lazy and you don't deserve a raise, you don't deserve a salary increase or anything about that way. So you have, Caucasian people that still have that mindset. So they don't want to give people a livable wage or anything like that, because you're like a slave to them.
Well, they hate their own as well, but you got to remember this one. I was looking on YouTube. You had some colored folks who feel the same way, that no, we don't feel like they should raise the minimum wage. It's good where it's at, and that's when you start seeing the shamefulness. Because how do you even open your mouth and say something like that as a black man? No, I feel that it's good. It's enough to live off of.
Really? Well, they fall in. I'm not gonna say, like I said, I'm not gonna put all Caucasian people in that thing. Then I won't put all black people in this or anything. I don't want to start basketing everybody. You in this basket, you in this basket, you in this basket.
Not everybody.
No, I'm just saying that. Yeah. You have Caucasian people who are in power who feel this way.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're not going to try to raise the minimum wage because they don't think you should be getting any salary to begin with. If you really give them a chance to speak, they would feel you shouldn't get any salary anyway. Because in their actions, they're showing it now that the racism in them, it still exists.
Sure.
So if they didn't have to give you a salary, they wouldn't give you a salary. If they want to call you the N-word, what makes you think they want to give you a salary?
Exactly.
So if they got that slave way of thinking, you the slave and I'm the master, they don't want to give you a salary. So of course they don't want to raise your salary to $15 an hour to not, let's not call it $15 an hour. Let's call it a livable wage.
Livable wage. That's better. Right there. Yep. A livable wage.
Call it what it is. It's a livable wage. $15 an hour is like you're gonna have money spilling out your pockets, so much money you don't know what to do with it. But you know what I'm saying? It's not that. There is a freaking livable wage.
But you want to know something, Raymond? If you raised it to $15 an hour, do you know how many people would run out there looking for jobs, knowing that it's that? I mean, you'll have the mindset of, man, I ain't doing no janitorial work. No, all of that disappears now because there's enough money for me to go do that, and I don't have to worry no more. So that whole mindset changes when you put them kind of numbers out there. It becomes from, man, I ain't doing that, to I don't care, I'm doing that. Because it's there, the money is there now. But nah, they're not, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Even like,
you think about it, the big businessman, if he only got to pay you $7.25 an hour, that's more money in his pocket.
And no medical coverage.
There won't be no reason to have you getting this amount, X amount of dollars. I need X amount of dollars more in my pocket as the business owner. But you have some business owners who have a good starting wage, but the majority don't. The majority don't, and they're not thinking about, oh, I need my employee to be making this great amount of money. They're thinking about profit, pockets, profit, my pockets. They're not thinking about, oh, I gotta make sure you're good. And no, they don't think, that's not on their mind. It's about profit and money in their pockets.
Because I mean, Raymond, you work security. How many of these security guards have any kind of medical coverage to go with that? So they don't even have that. Exactly. So they're not even getting that, and you're not paying them good. And that's the same thing with like these big companies. You're paying them, you don't want to pay them good, and you don't want to give them no medical, so no dental, no nothing, because you putting all that money in your pocket. I might give you this $7.25, but what I'm getting off of having you, oh my goodness, forget about it. Forget about it. If I paid you what I'm getting for you, oh, you're going to make about $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. But I'm not going to give you that because, and instead of me saying, okay, I'm going to take this amount and give to you, and I'm going to take this amount towards healthcare for you. Well, what I got left? This is not enough for me. My stack is only this big. But if I give you just $7.25 and no medical, my stack is this big. So I need to have the bigger stack than that little stack. Because these is all 20s. If I give you what you're supposed to have in medical coverage, but I don't want all 20s. I want all 100s, so I can't give you certain things. That's why they tell those guys when they're out there lifting up them boxes and all that, be careful. Be careful. It might be heavy. Don't take too many. Things like that. It's crazy.
Raymond?
No, I agree with what he's saying. I just like it. No, it's just, to me, it's disappointing and it's disgusting that people can't get a livable wage. I don't have a lot to share on this topic because I think my feelings are strong enough to say that. It's just disgusting that people can't get a livable wage. And that's that.
To be someone who may be making that and not really understand, like you were saying, that there are people who are making minimum wage and think that's fine. No, you deserve more. You deserve your true worth. You deserve more than $7.25 an hour. I just can't even understand it.
Now when they get you scared that you lose that $3.25 an hour, that's $7.25. Because they'll work you like a dog when they think they're giving you a whole lot. And to them, $7.25, it means you got to work harder.
Woo. Tell me about it. Yeah,
you got to work harder. Imagine them giving you $15 an hour. Shoot, you know, they gonna really treat you like, you know, you owe them some back. So if I'm giving you 7.25, I'll treat you bad. But if I give you 15, I'm gonna treat you like you owe me. And that's the difference.
Yeah, you're gonna work hard anyways, whether it's 7.25 or 15. You're gonna be overworked regardless.
Overworked.
So why not give me my worth, true value, or at least start. I'm shocked. This 7.25, it's just a smack in everyone's face.
Absolutely.
And everyone should be out there fighting, whether you're making 7.25 or more than that. You should be fighting for more than 7.25 an hour. It's just, like I said, when you got rich people making decisions on behalf of poor and middle class, you're never going to truly get anywhere. So I honestly don't see it changing. If it does, it's going to be 15 up to 15 so many years that it's like we're going to be fighting for 20. It's going to be about 30 years before you even get to 15 the way they operate. So I just don't, I'm not confident that they'll get the job done because you got too many people, like you said, Funkel Raymond. They see you as a slave, and according to slavery, did slaves make money? No. So now I'm paying someone I may feel is a slave.
I gotta pay them now.
Yeah. So, but like I said, rich people making decisions for poor minorities, poor and middle class. It's just, how could you make a decision when you don't even know what it's like? You don't know what it's like to have to work 2 and 3 jobs and still struggle. You don't know what it's like. So how could you even speak on it? That's where everything went wrong. It's the system. We voting for people who don't know a damn thing about what we go through to make decisions based on what we go through.
You put your life in their hands.
So that's where the whole damn thing went wrong at. But you guys got some great points, Funkel Raymond. You on point over there, sitting back low key.
I know.
Go on, pat yourself on the back. Go on, do your little dust your shoulders up. Let them know how you really feel. Come on now.
No.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong, and like I said, the system. It's the system. Rich in place.
I'm
not going to be able to make the best choice for us. Huh?
I'm waiting for you to run for office. Get out there, get some signatures, go door to door, and start from the bottom and work your way up.
You going to come be my lieutenant governor?
And I ain't said that.
You want me to get out here in these streets by myself, and you ain't even got my back. You want me to be in the streets by myself, but you ain't out here with me. Come on now, where's the love at? Come on. I'm just saying. You
say I ain't say I was ready to work or nothing. I just said,
there he go. Just like last night when I said when I hit the lotto, he just want the money. He want the money. He don't want to work for it. You see what I'm saying? Look at you.
You don't want to work for it. He just want to give it.
He said, I'm gonna sit back and just collect this money. I don't want to work for it. Okay, I got you. So good. But check out this cool playlist, More to Funkles, and let us know what you think about where the federal minimum wage should be at and how long it should take them to increase it. Peace.
All right.